That's why you come to our society today, ladies feel until they are naked, they are not beautiful. It's identity crisis. They don't know who they are. They don't know the value that God has placed upon them. And so that nakedness in their mind and subconscious mind, they think it will make people appreciate them. They think it will make people accept them. Meanwhile, they have condescended by exposing themselves. But they will never know it until they know who they are. When you know who you are, you will know that certain parts of your body are too precious to be exposed. You will understand that certain parts of your body are not to be buffeted in the public. In fact, only one person will have the privilege of looking upon certain parts of your body. And for that person to do that, he must walk through the aisle and go through the covenant of marriage, vetted by God, to have that honor. But today, something that should be honorable is in the public. And some are even naked, nobody is looking. Because it has become too common. Is it those naked women that can fulfill divine agenda? People who don't know who they are, they don't have value for themselves. Are those the people that can give value to society? You must have value for yourself before you even have one for society. Is it somebody who is walking naked to be appreciated and accepted that can change society? She doesn't even know how precious she is to begin with. This is the crisis of humanity. We must understand who we are before we talk purpose. We must understand what God calls us before we talk purpose. We must understand the premium that is put upon us before we talk purpose. You go check. Even in the mundane realm, how many presidents do you see look like most of our youths today? Because that responsibility calls for certain level of maturity, decency, and courtesy. This is mundane responsibility. Of course, God can work his purpose through it, but it has certain level of dignity. How many presidents do you see live the way our everyday believers live? No, they don't function like that. They have found out that this office commands dignity. They have found out that to walk in this office, there is a code of nobility that must be sustained. And so you don't talk about the responsibility first. You first talk about the essence. Do you know who you are? Do you know what God has called you? Before you talk about handling divine purpose. Many don't understand it. And if we don't get down to studying and understanding who we are, we will just end up making ourselves feel excited and coming back to the same location after 1 year. Then when you have found your essence, then you find your assignment, because your purpose is tied to your assignment. This is why a lazy generation can never find purpose. An unwilling generation to serve can never find purpose. For you to walk in purpose, you must find your assignment. God gave Adam a purpose by giving him an assignment. He said, dress the garden and keep it. In dressing and keeping the garden, he will advance God's invincible kingdom into the visible realm. So a generation that does not have an assignment, a place of service, can never find purpose. And there are things that operate based on essence. There are other things that operate based on assignment. If you understand these two contexts, you will be shocked how impactful your life will become. That's when you will remember and realize that age is not a factor. Whether you are young or old does not matter. That's when you will realize that color scheme is not a factor. Whether you are white or black does not matter. That's when you will realize that gender is not a factor. Whether you are male or female does not matter. Find out who you are. Find out your assignment. And when you have found it, live in it and be willing to die for it if need be. And see if your generation does not celebrate you. Believe me, whether they like you or not is no longer a factor. I passed through a season of my life where people, some wanted me to vanish. Some wanted the air to open for me to be swallowed up. I'm still here, sir. I have discovered who I am. I've discovered what God gave me to do. Whether you like me or not does not matter. So long as you are in your assignment, you have a place in ordination.